What's going on, guys? Kale Myrick with theeasierbusiness.com. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, but today I want to bring you a topic that I get asked all the time. People go to my website, they fill out my contact form, my Let's Talk form. They always say, hey, when do you think I should hire an estimator? When do you think I should hire a salesman? So first and foremost, a salesman is going to be our term for a residential salesman. They're going to be going in clients' homes. They're going to be giving quotes. They're more of a salesman because they have to relate to the client. They have to make the client feel comfortable that your paint company is going to come inside their home, not mess anything up, not steal anything, etc. An estimator, on the other hand, is basically going to stay in the office. He's going to bid jobs from the blueprints, and he's going to be 40 hours a week bidding jobs, following up, doing submittals, talking to general contractors, reading specs, things like that. So they are two different things. So in my opinion, and that is what this video is about, it is only an opinion. So there's no 100% right or wrong way to do this. But in my opinion, if it's just me in a residential company, or if it's just me and one other, maybe two others, then I don't think you need a full-time salesman. You as the boss should be going and handling the sales calls, fielding the phone calls. Maybe you have your wife or a receptionist or somebody do that part-time, on a part-time basis. But you need to be the one in the home. Hey, I'm the owner of the company. I need to dress okay. Of course, unless you're coming from a job site. Hey, I'm the owner of the company. You can trust me. Here's my references, and you just make that small world connection with those homeowners. Once it gets bigger than that, in my opinion, once you are greater than 100K, you're bringing in 100K in sales through the door. Now that's not profit, that's just 100K in sales. If you're doing more than 100K in business, I feel like you're already behind the curve if you don't have somebody going out and being your estimator. Now they need to, or rather your salesman, but they need to be going out and being the face of your company. If not, you need to be the face of the company. If you're not comfortable with sales, if you're not comfortable with quotes and things like that, it's hard for me to believe that you're running a company and you don't know how to quote, or you're not comfortable with talking to people. So I would have somebody full-time. If I was over 100K, let's say you're booked out a month, you're gonna have more sales calls. You should be running Facebook ads. You should be jumping in every single local Facebook group, offering to come give quotes. That should be able to keep a guy pretty busy for probably half the work week, in my opinion. You should have him on a salary, paying him X number of dollars per week. You should give him money for his gas or mileage or whatever you guys work out. For probably 20 hours a week, he could be going out to these sales calls. He could be making connections with these homeowners, and he could be typing up bids, following up, doing things like that. And maybe 20 hours a week, he's actually going and he's picking up material. He's kind of project managing as well. He's going picking up material from Sherwin-Williams, so your crew doesn't have to go and leave and come back and forth. He's picking up naps, rollers, frames. He's ordering paint, he's picking it up, he's dropping it off at the 2 or 3 job sites that you have, if you're only making 100K or more, and he's just following up. He's following up with clients, trying to bring more jobs in the door. So as far as residential, if you're making over 100K a year, in my opinion, you should either be the full-time project manager / salesman, or you should have a guy at least doing it 20 or 30 hours a week. Maybe he's working 10 hours or 15 hours or 20 hours on his tool, but he's trying to transition into that sales position, because the most important thing in your company is sales. I know you think it's the quality of your jobs, the amount of profit you make, whatever. You can never get to any of those things unless you bring the jobs in the door. So if you're making over 100K a year, if you're making right at 100K a year, you should probably already have a guy transitioning into a full-time role, or you as the owner should be in that full-time role yourself, managing jobs and things like that, because your most valuable asset is sales, not painting. You can always hire and bring up a guy and train him on how to tape, how to roll, how to cut in, and train him up and train him to be a top guy. That can all be trained. But if a guy's not personable, if a guy doesn't have soft skills in order to be able to speak to people, in order to be able to relate to people, in order to be able to convey trust to the homeowner, then those things aren't really teachable. They may be somewhat, but in most cases I always see, if you're not raised with these soft skills, if you're not a social person, then most of the time people don't feel comfortable learning those things, and they're not going to get out of their comfort zone to be good at sales. So those things usually aren't teachable. So that's how I feel about residential. If you have a guy that's social, if you have a guy that's a social butterfly, loves to talk to people, can make people feel comfortable, as a trustworthy guy, I would push either that guy into your estimator salesman position, or as the owner, I would be doing the estimation, the sales, the follow-ups, and the project management. So that's my opinion on residential. Let's hop into talking about commercial. So as far as commercial goes, really, I think from the get-go, from as long as you're staying busy, I think commercial from day one. From day one, you should have a full-time estimator, whether that be you or somebody you're hiring. Now, if you're just now starting the commercial side, I wouldn't jump into it full-fledged. I would do some residential and mix some commercial in. As the owner, you're probably going to have to let your guys be handling residential. You're at your home office, you're bidding some jobs off the plans, and you're trying to get work. But once you land that 1-2 commercial jobs, you kind of have to jump into this thing feet first. I know a guy up in Virginia, he split off from a big company. Now, he did have some connections and some contacts from working with that big company, but for the most part, he started with nothing. He took a few of the guys that trusted him from that big company as painters. They went over, he was bidding jobs part-time during the week, and then he was going and managing the projects throughout the week. So that's kind of how you have to do it. I feel like from day one, if you're going to start in commercial, you as the owner or somebody you trust that's a project manager over your residential jobs, you're going to have to transition them into half the week they're going to have to be bidding from the plans. In commercial, you are going to get far less jobs than you get in residential. So in residential, I always tell people, hey, if I go in 10 homes to give quotes, I'm probably getting 6 or 7 of those. Not just based off of price, but based off of value. People can trust me. I talk to them, I laugh, I smile, I let them know, hey, look, I'm not going to run off with your stuff. You can leave me in your home, unlocked, nothing will go missing, things like that. And I don't tell people that directly, but they get that vibe from me when I meet them. So if you have the right soft skills, that's good for residential, but for commercial, it's all about the numbers. It's all about the accuracy of the bids and communicating with the GC. So from day one is my opinion. Day one, either you or somebody you trust, know, and like that already runs residential jobs from you is going to have to be in that office 20 hours a week bidding jobs. You need to be bidding 10 jobs a week, 20 jobs a week, if not more. When we were doing $13 million a year, to get to that point, me and another estimator / project manager were both bidding 20 to 25 jobs a piece a week. So we were bidding 50 jobs a week as a company, along with the project management side of things, as long as, making sure everything is running smoothly. Our field was staffed up and things like that. So to conclude this video, from day one on the commercial side, you need to have an estimator in place, whether it be full-time, part-time, whatever. Your most important thing in commercial and residential is getting people in the door. So that's my opinion on the subject. Let me know your thoughts below. If you're making 100K, if you have a crew or two, you need to be hiring a salesman, transitioning him from part-time into full-time on residential. And from day one, you need to be ready to scale, because once those commercial jobs start coming in and overlapping, you are going to pull your hair out. You are not going to be able to manage the projects, bid enough jobs to keep the money coming in the door, and just keep the guys going, pick up material and things like that. So once your commercial jobs start rolling in on top of each other, it's just the way it works. So the way it has happened in the past that I've seen is, you never know when you're going to get a commercial job. You could bid this job and 90 days later get it, but you already have 2 other jobs going on at once. Oh crap, now all of a sudden I need to be catching up in the field. I need to be bringing material to people. Well, now I can't get enough commercial jobs or commercial bids out so I can have jobs down the road. And now all of a sudden, we do these 3 or 4 commercial jobs and now we're out of work. We don't have work for the next 2 months. I got to lay guys off. That's the trap that you want to avoid. You always want to hire before you're ready. So be quick to hire, I always hear, and then be even quicker to fire. If the guy's not going to work out, let him go early. Say, hey, this opportunity, we gave it a shot. I just don't think you're compatible with the company. Best of luck. I can help you get whatever job you want. In the future, I'll give you a good reference. You're a great guy, things like that. But be quicker to hire than you think you need to be. So that's my advice for this video. Kind of rambling on at this point, but I hope this helped you guys out, gave you an idea. Let me know your thoughts below. What have you done to scale your business as far as hiring goes? What are your practices and how do you look at things? Because that's my opinion on it.